Come on up, hey.
Keep him.
Hey, don't let him get the ball.
All right, guys, I can't get him to go. Nice start show.
All right, we're about to start this 39-hour firecracker 4th of July 39-hour trip. Yeah. All right, here we got the great line toss. 4th of July, can you do it?
All clear, Kim. It's not a gimme, but it's pretty easy.
Pretty close. There you go, all right.
Sometimes he gives it to me.
Well, tell us all about it. Firecracker 4th of July 39-hour trip, baby.
Yes, sir. We're getting back on 4th of July, right?
Yeah, I'm expecting fireworks on this trip.
I mean, bang, as soon as you hit the bottom, you know. You just light the fuse and drop it down.
Bang, bang, bada bing, man.
Yes,
Put them in the
sir.
box.
We got a storm system coming down. Not this trip. We'll probably even squeak one more trip in, but that tropical storm's headed this way.
Should be in this area about Tuesday, I think.
Yes, sir.
So-
But obviously there's going to be some summertime weather out there, but we've been getting some big fish, and we did really well on the mangoes last trip, so we'll try to get back up there and get on the mangroves at night and slide back out there to the red snapper and grouper grounds in the daytime. We've got a good crowd here this trip.
Sounds like a good plan. I'll check back in with you and see how it's working out.
Yes, sir.
Take 3 steps back. Birthday boy. You're 18 today?
Yes, sir.
All right, happy birthday, man.
Thank you. I gotta
So,
say,
what do you want for your birthday? A big gag grouper?
Yes, sir.
That's probably a pretty good plan.
I'll tell you what my birthday wish is, but it won't happen if I do.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing it for you. Get a big gag grouper. Well, there you see the bridge going up. Looks like a big sail catamaran out there waiting on us, so to speak. And here we go. Captain's kicked her into gear. Feels like it's about 80 degrees. All right, we are in the Gulf of Mexico, ladies and gentlemen. As you see all the jet skis here, they're parasailing here, kayaking, although today might not be the best day for that. A little bit. There's another young man having his 18th birthday today. What are the odds of that? Yeah, a young guy right over on the opposite side of you. Today is his 18th birthday. Yeah, it is. So y'all are from Fort Lauderdale. Well, happy birthday,
Thank you so much.
I told him, I said, I know you're not supposed to say what you wish for, so I did. I'll do the same for you. I wish for you a giant gag grouper. How about that? Pretty good wish, don't you think? I think so, if you're on a fishing trip.
Yeah.
You don't seem too excited about it. Maybe a huge red snapper.
That big huge red snapper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because my mother wants a red snapper.
Well, there you go. Well, you got to take care of Grandma.
We gotta take care of Grandma
Absolutely. Well, good luck to y'all.
Thank you.
Gentleman's reeling on a nice fish here. Sharky! Look at him smiling for the camera. Good job, sir.
Slack up, got a big fish back here.
And winding in a big fish here. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time this gentleman's been on a boat, right?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah,
Well, we got a tug with a couple of barges. All right, we got one on the anchor pull here, Mr. Danny Jackman.
He'll hold on.
Voila. The beauty of the butterfly.
See color.
Right here, yep.
The red grouper.
He's a keeper, though.
Keeper, though. I can't just lift him up here.
Yeah, we got him. All right, a gag grouper and a big red snapper, all when he was about to pull the anchor. Yeah, trying to get in there where I can video him if I can.
Come on up, hey.
Keep them.
Don't let him get the Alright guys, I can't get him to go. Sure, it's a nice darn show. Let's go ahead and reel him up at 12 or 14.
Don't pull if you're going under the boat.
Don't let him hit that coral, though. Yeah, he got him out of the bottom. Yeah, he got him out of the eagle.
Let him lay flat, I can't get him. Everybody, slack!
Slack up! Nice fish, sir.
I'm just cutting everything if I have to.
Look at the camera. Nice fish, sir.
All right.
He's in. Don't worry. He ain't going nowhere. Good job. 59 on the gag. Didn't I hear you say that was your first gag ever?
First gag ever.
All right. Pretty cool. Here on the Florida Fisherman.
I love it.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're pulling anchor here. Will's pulling the anchor the last time on the 4th of July firecracker weekend, and man, we had a firecracker of a last stop here. Kind of really made the trip the last couple of stops, but I ended up getting a gag and a red snapper on this last stop. My only red snapper, actually. This was probably the slowest overall red snapper trip. I don't mind people in the video. This is probably overall the slowest red snapper trip of the season, at least the ones I've been on. But we ended up with some really nice ones, and quite a few people limited out. The gag bite was off and on. We had a couple stops where, I think one stop where they caught like 10 gags. I ended up catching one that's got to be close to 30. We'll see if he holds up at the dock. Old Rusty Belly. The mango bite was pretty good actually the first night, and they picked a few during the day. The porgy and beeliner bite was probably the slowest too. But overall, we had a really solid trip. Had to work really hard. Captain Brian and the crew worked hard to keep us on the fish. The weather was spotty. It was pretty tough on the way out. We had scattered thunderstorms around us off and on during the day. But all in all, it ended up not being too much of a factor. They were pretty fast moving. And the last part of the trip actually looked pretty much like this right here, as you can see. And we got a following sea going in, so we should have a nice, smooth ride. But I hope you guys have a good 4th of July weekend as we did out here. I'm sure everybody enjoyed themselves. Metal on metal, that means we are heading to the house. Well, we ended up putting a trip together after all, man.
Yeah, they kind of bid this afternoon. The sun came out a little bit for us, and we just had, from a boat point of view, from our point of view, we had a weird anchoring all day with these storms going by. The current was wacky, and it didn't all line up to the very end of the trip here.
Everybody had to work for it. The fishermen, the crew, the captain, everybody had to kind of work for this.
And finally got on a couple where they bid.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Well, I guess we'll see you what?
We'll see you back at the dock.
Back at the dock. Well, happy 4th of July, everybody. This is the firecracker. I'm calling it 4th of July. There she is. 39. Johns Pass Bridge and home on the other side. We're basically concluding the 39-hour 4th of July firecracker weekend trip. Hope all of y'all have a glorious 4th of July by the time you read this or see this. Absolutely beautiful out here right now. We had a terrific ride home, had a following sea. It was very calm, and I'm assuming everybody got some rest. I know I did. But man, it is beautiful out here. Let me show you. There's the moon in all her glory. As I tell you, do I have an office with a view? Here a beach. see the pile starting to develop here. Got more fish in here.
24.6.
There you go, nice fish. That's one of the last ones caught, wasn't it? Beauty.
They go back in the cooler again.
Anything you need. And the big one right here is going in there, right?
No.
$200 fish.
We have the FWC here doing some biological research. They measure them, weigh them. Are you taking the ear bones out this time?
My first time measuring in a year and a half. I gotta get myself
back up to speed.
Exactly.
Well, welcome back, sir.
I'm excited to be back.
I bet.
Wow. Year of doing data entry.
In the
Sunday to Tuesday, and then I got Friday to next Friday to Sunday.
So this gentleman's getting ready to go on the half day, catch some bait, and then going on the overnighter, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
There's the man that makes it all happen.
26.20. 13 pounds of meat on that fish.
About 2 meals. Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you, brother.
And some of these guys think you have to weigh the fish and the angle.
That's what I say. We always should weigh the fish and the fisherman.
That's right.
It's a team effort.
15.8.
Nice. I think that's the biggest one I've seen right there.
$16.30.
16 right here.
I believe that's the heaviest one here at the moment.
18.8.
Money.
Yes, sir.
Money.
Got Captain Brian here. Captain Brian's gonna tell you a little bit about what we've been seeing out there on the water and how this 39-hour trip did. How you doing, Captain Brian?
Doing all right, D. How you doing?
Another day in paradise, man.
D, living the dream.
Living the dream. That's something like that, right?
Yeah.
So how was your overnighter? How was the 39-hour?
No, this was a tougher trip. We had a rough ride out. You know, had this start a little bit closer than I'd like to, but the mango bite was pretty good. We finished up real strong our last 2 stops before sunup. The red snapper bite was tough. The late morning bite and into the afternoon, my anchor heading was changing every stop. Even if I moved a mile, my heading would be off by 30 degrees from what I left.
That's
Made it
frustrating.
difficult. We changed areas 2 or 3 times, did a little bit of trolling, didn't get anything on the trollers this trip. But finished up strong, pulled out a book from 2017 with just a scratch. I wrote down just a scratch on the paper, and I went back to the spot and it was a bunch of fish.
Nice.
Finished up strong.
I heard you guys did 20 spots in 21 hours.
Yes, we did.
That's
You
crazy.
know, fishing's tough. When you got to make that many stops, you're just going. If you don't get them started in 15 minutes, go to the next one.
Sticking and moving, working
it.
hard
That's
this trip.
it.
I heard from the crew, they said that they've pulled anchor more than they did on most trips.
They're welcome.
Got it. They earned it this trip, huh?
Everything's working good on the boat, man. It's nice when the equipment works, you know.
There you go. So a little bit tougher than expected. I know the weather forecast was nice for this trip. Ended up being a lot worse than expected, huh?
We didn't have any 6-footers, maybe. It was 3 to 5s.
Ooh.
But the current was a little off, you know, we had some serious current, and then when the boat swings, everybody's lines are way out to the side. It made it challenging. Tough bunch of guys and gals on here, man. They stayed at the rail for 21 hours and just hammered every stop and ended up with some nice stringers of fish. Had a 26-pound gag.
Woo!
Won the jackpot. and an 18.8 red snapper.
Wow, so almost a 19-pound red snapper, 18.5-pound red snapper, and a 26-pound gag. That's nothing to shake your head at. That's a pretty good catch. I saw some big scamp, yellowtail, mangroves. Looked like a pretty good overall variety.
Yeah, we had a pretty good bunch of fish. We had a couple stops where we had the nice big vermilion snappers coming up. You know, everybody likes the big vermilions. Me too.
Yes, sir.
But,
fresh eats.
All in all, this was the toughest snapper trip I've done since the season started. I like pulling my hair out.
Oh, man.
And then just change areas. I jumped up across the major rock formation and got down on the other side, and that helped with my anchor heading, getting away from the current. You know,
nice.
Did like a 6-mile jump up across the top of the elbow.
Yep.
And then fish down that ditch on the eastern side of it to finish up. And really, only had 2 whopper stops in there. I mean, good stops. The rest of them we'd get 10 or 12. It was a tough snapper bite. The snapper bite was definitely off. The shows were spread out, fishing the bottom more than trying to fish the show. But hey, didn't break the boat. Nobody got hurt, D, so I win.
What do you think the fishing will be like today on the 39-hour ahead of this storm if we can slide out here ahead of this tropical storm? Got some really nice weather called for. It's the kind of the calm before the storm. I imagine, in my opinion, they should be excited, trying to feed really nicely and kind of grouped up more.
You would think they would be trying to put some ballast in their belly. You know? Captain Garrett's driving for me this week.
I got you.
So, you know, he's sneaky. He'll probably pull out a good trip, I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
And
Hopefully
then,
we'll be able to sneak it out there.
And then we get a couple of storm days with that weather going by. We got some well overdue maintenance. We got 7 or 8 things on here to tighten up.
Yep.
And steering on the hub. We redo a bracket on that. So we appreciate the storm. Thank you. We needed the maintenance, man.
We needed a break. Well, I appreciate it, Brian. Thank you, man.
All right, D. Have a good day.
You too.
All right.
Well, you guys heard it from Captain Brian, how that 39-hour trip went. Definitely rougher than expected, rainy, the anchor heading shifting, high currents. Definitely 4 variables that add together to make it a tough experience. Very stressful and difficult for a captain, and even more stressful and frustrating on the other side of things. But those who stayed at the rail and grinded it out, like Captain Brian said, ended up with a nice pile of fish. I mean, definitely talked to a few people that had caught a limited red snapper, a handful of other species too.
Wayne had a
Gag grouper limit for one gentleman, and a red snapper limit. That's not bad. That's nothing to shake your head at. So some people did really good when they grinded it out and stayed at the rail and worked hard for it. Definitely more tricky than we would have liked. We like to make it easy for you. That's the goal.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, this is John Martin signing off here at Hubbard's Marina. We had a great 39-hour firecracker 4th of July trip. Wishing everybody a happy 4th of July.
I thought he was up there with that hose.
Yes. Yes.
People getting ready to go out on the all-day trip, the half-day trip. You ready to go get them?
Let's hope so.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Of course, no trip is complete until we have the lovely ladies of Hubbard's Marina. They make it all happen. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Yeah, the Frank job. He said, Frank, I'm going to try to